Hello, in this video let me introduce how to convert an FBX character to a 3ds Max biped character with copying the animations and the skin and the meshes. And let's first open our sample file, the G drive. You see the resource and the AC sample folder. You can find there's a Ruby animated 002, and let's drag and drop to the 3D viewport in Max and hit the import file. And before we continue, let me introduce the two different types of FBX file in 3ds Max. The first one is originated from Biped rec, which are exported from any one of the character in 3ds Max as an FBX. And the second one is not originated from a Biped rec in 3ds Max, and their the naming convention and the bone structure are different from the biped standards, and they need some extra steps to convert it back to the biped rec. And in this video, let me introduce the more complex situation first. Let's click any one of this place and select the root and hit the W to switch to the translate tool and turn this to 0 and back to the origin. And here let's just switch to the standard and the maximum in this window, and to the wireframe, the overwrite. To convert this character to a biped rec, we need to first map this character. Let's first select any part of this character and open our mapping window by clicking this Animcraft and convert FBX to biped options here. And you can see there's no any one of the mapping data in this window, and there's no template for this character in here. And we need to map this character from scratch. And please notice that when we open this mapping window, there's an extra node will be created in the outliner on the AC global node. All of those mapping data will be stored into the AC global node. So when you reopen this the mapping window again, it will read the data in this global node, and it will save it along with this file all the time. So let's map this character. And the first thing we need to notice that we do not map this root bone. And let's start from the torso, the root. And let's first select all of the polygon meshes and click this freeze so that we can't select them freeze selection. And we can select the pelvis. You can see the root of the pelvis is here. We need to map this character. And there's an extra cubic marker in the mapping window, and this is for the biped rec. And this is useless in this current situation, but we still need to map this one. So, we'll map this one. You can see there are two question signs here because they are repeated mapping, but please do not care about this in the current situation because there's no any one of the extra joint in this character FBX. Only the biped originated character with this bone. And let's continue and map the torso. This one. And we need to map them one by one in the mapping window without skipping any one of the bone, and just ignore the graphic, the clues in this in 3D viewport, and we just need to map them one by one. It's pretty simple. And this one, and the spine free, and here is the, and I believe this is a neck. And if you are not sure about that, you can rotate it a little bit so that you can confirm the mapping joint. And we need to map this one just as the same the rules as the torso. We need to map them from the bottom to the top one by one without skipping any one of the joints in the bone chain. And then the head. Oh. The head. And the next one, let's map the leg, the upper leg here. So you can rotate it a little bit so to make sure this is a correct joint. Map this one and the car. And just skip the third one because this is for some of the animal joints. And the next one is the foot L. So foot. And there's no tone here because we put all tones, the mapping data, into the tone window. And select this one and map this first tone from follow the dashed arrow in the mapping window and from the bottom to the top. So we need to map this one. And please do not skip any one of the fingers, even there's a less than 5 fingers in your character. And so let's back to the body and continue with the shooter here. We need to select this one in the outliner because this is hard to select in some cases. And if you are not sure, you can rotate it a little bit to make sure that's correct one, and map this. And the upper arm, and reselect in the outliner. Rotate it. And the forearm. The forearm should be this one. And the hand. So you can see this is correct one. And at this time you can notice there's the signal light on the top left corner. It's turned from the red to the orange. That means you can convert this character back to a biped rig, but that is not enough because the lack of some of the detail, we can continue map the fingers and others page such as the cape and the hair and the skirt, so that we can get all of the information from the animated character rig from the FBX. So let's continue. Let's go back to the finger page. Let's first map the thumb. Select this one and the right click and hit map here. And the index, you can click the Z key to focus the hand. The index finger. And the middle one. The ring finger. And finally the pinky. You can see our system will automatically mirror the mapping result from the left to the right. And this one. Okay, I think we finished the fingers mapping. And if you want to check whether everything is correct, you can select some of the markers in the mapping window so that our system will automatically select some of the joints for you. You can see here. Seems correct. And then let's map the some of the auxiliary part of this character, such as the hair, the skirt, or the coat, and the weapon. So let's continue. Here, let's go to the other page and the map the hair. I can see that there are a lot of the hair on this character, and we only need to map the root joint for each one of the hair, such as this kind of the joint, and we do not need to map the rest of the bone chains for the hair. We just need to map the root. Let's select in the outliner. You can see there are several hair in this page. And here are. We just map them in the mapping window and without any of the orders, just like this, and just map them one by one. Here. And top back. Okay. Okay, I believe I mapped all of the hair joints, and the next one is skirt. The rules should be the same. We just need to select the root of this skirt and hit Z to focus. And you can see there are several skirts joined in the outliner. We can select them faster in the outliner and map them in our mapping window. Okay, we finished the skirt mapping, and then I think it's the coat or the cape. Select this one, and you can see there are several the cape joints root here, left, right, cape top. And we don't need to map this one. We just needed to map these three of them: the cape left, and cape right. And finally, the character weapon here. And you can see there's a mount hand R, and this is the master controller of this weapon. If you rotate it, you can see the entire weapon. All of the joints of the weapon will follow it and rotate it. And it's Control Z to return them back to the correct position. And we just need to select this one and right click and map it. Okay, at this time I think we have mapped all the necessary part of this character, and we can save the mapping result as an external file so that in the next time when we open the similar character or the same character in another file, our system can automatically and fast apply the mapping result to this character, and you can skip in the long time the mapping process. So let's do that, and here you can see there's a non-template selected, and let's click the save button and give it the name, the Ruby Rose. Okay, and click OK. You can see and the template is changed to the Ruby Rose. And when you open the file next time, let's close this file, click Control N and don't save this one, and just import the same file and apply the mapping result to this. Let's just try this out and sample, and Ruby animated 002. Let's just import this again in a brand new file, and at this time we are going to use the template and apply the mapping result to this character directly without any of the mapping process. And let's place it anywhere, and select the root and go back to 0. Okay, and we're selecting any part of this character, such as boom, and open the Animcraft, convert FBX to Biped. You can see our system will automatically find the Ruby Rose template for this character and apply the mapping result to this character automatically. And you can see all the result is the data we previously saved it in our last part. And there's an AC global node has been created, and all of this mapping result will be stored into this one. And once again, when you open this mapping window again and operate in this mapping window, and all of the data will not be saved into the Ruby rows and until you click the save, and all of the information will be stored into the AC global node. And okay, this is an introduction for how to map your character and save the template as an external file and apply that to an unmapped character. Okay, thank you for watching. See you next time.